front so that the board member on the phone can hear you. And because the list of people for public comment is so long, we'll be confining public comment to 2 minutes. Per person, I'm sorry, not total.
I would like to call to order, roll call. When I call your name, please say present. Ms. Hargrove. Present. Ms. Gina Sweet Comrie. Please say present. She said present. Motion to adjourn the meeting of November the 19th. Oh, and Deborah Smith is present. Thank you. Motion to adjourn the meeting of November the 19th. I need it properly second. It's been moved and properly second. Now I'm going to take a vote on the motion. Ms. Hargrove? Ms. Sweet Comrie? Do you approve? Ms. Sweet Comrie said yes, and Smithy said yes. The motion has been moved and properly carried. Motion to approve the agenda. I need a second. It's been moved and properly second. Now I'm going to take a vote. Ms. Hargrove? Ms. Sweet Comrie? I agree. And I agree, Deborah Smithy. Now we have a motion to approve the board minutes for November the 19th and the special meeting of December the 10th. I need this second. It's been moved and properly seconded by Ms. Hargrove. Now we're going to take a vote. Ms. Hargrove? Ms. Sweet Comrie? And Deborah Smithy agrees. Now reports. Financial report from Army Vest.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I'm Jim Sella. I'm the CFO of Omnivest, the accounting firm that does your books. I'm going to give you the report for the month of November and year to date. There's copies up here, but I speak very simple. I try to break the financials down into English, not a bunch of accounting jargon. But I have good news for you. The school made a profit of over $198,000 for the month of November. It was budgeted to make $122,000. So it beat the budget by over $75,000. So if there's any issue of, oh, the school's not making any money or it's poor or whatever, that's not true. I know they're going to ask me. Hold on. Revenues are above budget by $88,000. Tuition from the school district of Philadelphia, however, is down by $4,000. And then that's primarily because the budgeted rates for the tuition are lower than the actual rates. Food is above budget by 5. We have the nutritional development services, i.e. the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Out of district, there are parents that want their children to come to the school. I know that because financially it says so. The out of district is above budget by $86,000. $86,000. And it's not one school district, it's multiple. Expenses, on the other hand, are above budget by 13. Personnel comp is below budget by 6. Contracted services is above budget by 11. It's from outsourcing IT services. There's some annual report fees from last year. And there was some special education transport costs that was lingering from October. So it's a little bit in charge now. Educational materials are above budget by 1,000. Equipment costs are above budget by 1. Insurance above budget by 1. Operations and maintenance is above budget by $5,000. And it's all related to one thing. There is a new lease for this campus location, with the Archdiocese. So operations and maintenance is above budget by 5. It stems from a new lease for this campus with the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. It was retroactive to November, so that's why there's an additional $5,000 accrual. Most importantly, year to date, and it's hard to believe, whether you're a parent, a board member, an accountant, we're 5 months into the fiscal year. July, August, September, October, November. It's hard to believe. But after 5 months, the school has made a profit of $383,000. It's budgeted for $263,000, so it's beating the budget by $120,000. You don't have financial problems, folks. Revenues are above budget by 88. Again, tuition from the school district to Philadelphia is below by 18 because of the rates. Food is above budget by 14 because we're getting a good deal from the Archdiocese. Out of district is above budget by 86. Expenses are below budget by 32, so you have the best of both worlds. Revenues are beating budget, expenses are below budget. Personnel costs is below budget by $110,000. Building costs are above budget by 4. That was because we needed to get a building inspection report for this facility. Contracted services were above budget by 57, primarily from legal fees from this past summer. IT services, annual report fees, and the lingering sped transportation cost, which is now over. Educational materials are below budget by 7. It's not a problem getting books and supplies from this school. Equipment costs are above budget by 4. And in fact, we're working on that now. Al, do you want to mention anything about these questions?
I'll address some of those issues in my report.
Operations and maintenance are above budget by 5. Again, that's the additional rent for the month of November. And communication costs are above budget by 9. It's all copier overage for both locations. And Mr. Cavalli is going to be discussing, he and I have worked very closely as to how do we get those costs under control. As far as cash, at the end of November, you have $1.4 million, so I don't want to hear anybody telling me the school is poor. It's not poor. Also, let me address for the people who are here from Frankfurt, and the board knows this, the people who are here from Frankfurt, we're going to own your building, mortgage-free, Monday afternoon. Monday afternoon, so congratulations, guys. Let me just address one other thing. Everybody's reading in the paper about the budget in advance. As it relates to your school, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. To people that have negative feelings about Dr. Height, let me say this to you. The man is a man of his word. He came out and treated all the schools, whether you were a district school or a charter school, and he gave everybody a fair shake. They went out and borrowed money because there's no money coming out from the state, but he treated every charter school, yours included, 100% dollar for dollar. Come January, and the board knows this because I already told them, you're going to get paid 50 cents on the dollar. And by January 29th, if there's no approved budget, the school district of Philadelphia has major, major problems. So if you have a state rep, state senator, state House of Representative, or Governor Wolf, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, what you're all about, this is crazy. Thank you very much.
Now we hear the principal's reports. Where's the principal's at?
All right, good evening, everyone. All right, so as far as report for 63rd Street, to start with something positive, we have our student council up and running. They were able to, I guess, be the lead in doing our can drive. Our goal was 350 cans. We ended up with close to 800 cans donated. We were able to donate that to an organization, so we're very proud of the efforts of our student body. In addition, if you have not been tortured with the 8-year-old version of myself for the newsletter they created, it's out and about, so that's also available. All right, as far as academics, we've begun doing baseline assessments for grades K through 8. Based on those results, and as well as the informal observations that are now 90% completed of all teaching staff, we are going to create a home connection piece that we will actually select the skills that students struggle in most to then send that information home, so it will be an additional piece to provide, again, just supplementary pieces. In addition to that, we have finalized the after-school program for grades 3 through 8 for, again, just addressing those skills that the Common Core is expecting our students to master. The winter break is coming quickly, and teachers will be sending home assignments. Most of those will be project-based, cross-curricular pieces that they will work on over the break. And finally, as mentioned, at 63rd Street, the observations have begun for teachers.
Okay, a report for the Frankfurt campus. First of all, with academics. So since I last spoke, our first report card conferences were completed. There was many positive meetings between families and staff that took place. I'm also pleased with the high standards of grading, and we're seeing a large number of students continue to average A's and B's, even at these high percentage grade scales that we have at our level here at Prima. Our progress reports for this period have been distributed as well, and we continue to see a very high level of success. So any students that are struggling on any level are meeting with staff to develop strategies for improvement. On a similar note, after the Christmas break, our Title I program is going to be starting. It's an after-school program. It's going to run for a couple hours after school, 4 days a week. We have a huge turnout of students that are involved in that, and the majority of my staff will also be facilitating that program as well. It's going to be strong in academic rigor, geared towards our state testing. And that'll start in January and run through March. Special education staff is moving forward with evaluations and IEP meetings. Students are continuing to receive an excellent level of support. Any special needs are being addressed and implemented on a daily basis. Behaviors. We've implemented a hall policy pass that has been received well and will also help to improve out-of-class issues and help to manage building safety. This improvement has also bolstered classroom management for staff and aided in the improvement of academic implementation. Our dismissal procedures have been in effect for a few weeks now, and we found a tremendous improvement in the fluid and organized manner in which we escort the students out of the building each day in a safe manner. In the past week or so, it's really taken off, and we're getting everybody out on a timely basis. Our book fair, we just completed our book fair. We saw our biggest success in years with the book fair, I'm told possibly ever. It gives us a nice amount of credit to move forward with ordering materials to further improve our academic instruction. The money goes right into a credit that we can then in turn use to order materials for school. And finally, safety. We've created a very efficient Guest sign-in procedure that's been received well by families. They're happy to show ID and sign in when they come to meet or take their children out for early dismissals. This has also helped to allow a safe and secure environment as we focus on the climate and culture.
Now we have a report from our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Cavalli.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. This evening, I'm going to focus on a couple of very important issues for the school. One is that we have signed a lease for the 63rd Street campus, which will get us through July 31st, which allows us to submit an agreement of sale with the current owner to attempt to purchase the property. We will try and work that out over the next couple of months. And what we hope is that we're able to come to an agreement of sale sometime in the spring to purchase the 63rd Street School, which will secure us with both properties. We're very excited about that. We have a number of improvements to make on this site, and once we're sure that we're going to be moving forward with the purchase, we will begin to focus on making those improvements. When I first got here in August, there were too many issues to count related to the issues related to the school with facilities and other issues that needed to be corrected. So I wanted to focus as much as I could on some of the beginning of the year issues, getting our charter renewed, some other things related to the school, and to guarantee that we were going to move forward and be able to continue to operate. So as I've gotten through these things, information technology was a serious deficit within the schools. We had a lot of work to do to get our systems up to speed, to be able to make sure that we had Wi-Fi service in both the schools. But one of the glaring issues was the copiers. We had leases that were very difficult to manage. The relationship in terms of the copies and the leases was very difficult to manage. These two schools make hundreds of thousands of copies every month. We made close to 300,000 copies last year on average, and a lot of that's related to classroom materials and other things, so I wanted to make sure that we began to order classroom material, textbooks, workbooks, but also focus on copiers that serviced us better, allowed us to print better, and control the amount of copies that were made by giving the teachers appropriate materials. In the beginning of the year, we had a very difficult time putting a budget together because of past bad practices. So on the best of myself and others did the best we could to create a budget. What we looked at was the revenues for the year. We had issues with the number of student counts, so many things that we had to correct, and we had to do that very quickly to ensure the financial viability of the school going forward. As I began to look at that, I realized that we had very little textbook materials in the classrooms from last year. We hadn't ordered workbooks, we hadn't ordered textbooks, we hadn't done a number of things in either school for some period of time. So I focused on purchases to get us up and running, and I had Ms. Brown and some other folks put together material orders for both schools. To date, we spent about $148,000 on textbooks and materials. We're continuing to look at making sure that we don't make too many copies, that we don't utilize the amount of paper that we've been using in the past. The best way to do that is to have the teachers have good supply and good classroom materials, and then monitor the copies that we make so that our copiers hold up and they last us the appropriate amount of time based on the lease. We're trying to manage all of that. It's a big change. It's a lot to get a handle on, and we need to get our IT services up to speed so we can provide technology in the classrooms. We want to order laptops. We want to create laptop parts on each floor of the buildings so that they can be wheeled around and be mobile labs for the children so we can look at technology and other things. But the first thing we need to do is to put our infrastructure in place so that we can appropriately do that. We are working on that now. We've brought in IT expertise that's at a high enough level to begin to make those changes, and I am coordinating that effort. We had to get our alarm systems up and running. We had to get our security systems up and running. We had so many things that weren't working properly. We had so much that we needed to do that we've addressed all these things as quickly and as best we can. And we will continue, if the need is there for classroom materials, and that's the feeling, we will continue to order classroom materials. We made substantial purchases. The principals have distributed them. If it turns out that that's not enough, then we will continue to look at that. We will continue to look at our copiers and the amount of paper we use and the amount of copies we make. It's really not appropriate to copy on a large scale what are copyrighted materials out of textbooks. We should be teaching out of workbooks and textbooks. So if we need to increase those supplies, we will. But I don't want anyone to think that I didn't realize the lack of materials in the classrooms. It was very obvious that we didn't have a lot of the materials the teachers needed. We have made a substantial commitment, almost $150,000. We will continue to look at that, and we continue to make changes as necessary. And we don't limit the teachers from making copies. If they need to copy materials for the classrooms for different things, they can do whatever they need to do to teach the children. So I don't want anyone thinking that we're doing anything that inhibits what happens in the classroom. But we needed to do an awful lot to get these schools back up to speed, and we have a lot to be proud of. We have a lot to be really grateful for. We're in good shape financially. We continue to be able to use funds to improve the schools, and we will continue to do that, and we will certainly listen to your input about things that need to be done. But ultimately, what I have to look at is the overall operation of the school and our overall obligation to the state of Pennsylvania, to the School Reform Commission, and to everyone else that reviews us every day as to how we spend public dollars. And it's very important that I'm responsible, and I do that appropriately with the board, and I make sure that they have all the information they need to oversee expenditures, and we will continue to do that appropriately. Thank you.
You stated
There is
that-
no public comment at this time.
I'll address it.
Listen, everybody's gonna have a chance that signed up to make their public comment. We're not doing it now. If you have an agenda, you can see where it is on the agenda.
Folks, can we make one other quick announcement? Can you please make sure that your children are not roaming around the building? We don't have anyone to supervise them in the school building. Can you make sure that all children are down here with us so we can keep an eye on them? Thank you.
Next, we'll have a report from our Chief Administrative Officer.
Good evening, board and other attendees. My report tonight is very brief but very exciting. First and foremost, I'd like to report that our charter has been renewed. So I'm happy to say that. So we have our charter as a result of the hearing before the SRC on November 19th. They voted to approve our charter through June of 2019. In addition to that, a huge burden on charter schools, of course, is compliance. And I'm also happy to report that we're up to date on all of our reports that weren't filed prior to this year. And so we filed our annual audit, that was outstanding, our annual report, and also the first ever comprehensive plan for at Prima Charter School, and that's for 3 years, so I'm happy to report that as well. It's been filed with the state and it's on our website for public viewing. So I'm pleased with my report tonight.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to accept the Finance Committee report. I need a second. It's been moved and properly second. We're going to take a vote. Ms. Hargrove? Miss Gina? How do you vote? Ms. Sweet Comrie approves and Smithy approves. My next motion is the motion to accept personnel report. How do you move? It's been moved and properly second. Ms. Hargrove, how do you vote? Ms. Sweet Comrie, how do you vote on this personnel report?
I approve.
And Smithy approves. Now we're going to go into public comment. Okay.
Just a point of order for everyone that would like to make public comment. Because of the number of people, we will limit you to 2 minutes. Please understand that you cannot discuss publicly personnel matters. We cannot address those matters, nor can we respond to them in any way. Thank you.
Okay, the first person is Miss Dane Smith.
Just so everyone knows, I'm gonna let you use the microphone so everybody can hear. So if you're on the list to speak, you need to state your full name for the court reporter and spell it if it's difficult to smell. I can't hear you, ma'am. So you can state your full name and spell it for the record if it is difficult to spell, and I'm gonna give you the microphone. And also you should state if you're a parent or.
Good afternoon. Name Dane Smith. Smith, last name S-M-I-T-H. Where do I start?
2 minutes.
I just want to start by saying I've lost hope. Seriously. I've really lost hope in my son, in being here. My son has been here for all his elementary education. During this time, I've seen 5 CEO in 4 years. If you do the math, that's 0.8 a year, not even 1. He has lost every single teacher that's taught him from kindergarten. I'm talking from Miss Halter, Miss Williams, Miss Nolan, Miss Woods, Mr. Denison. I mean, seriously, I know you're new to the board, Miss, but something is wrong. Something is fundamentally broken. I don't know who to point directly to. Is it the new CEO? Is it the board? And I'm talking phenomenal teachers. You know, how do we judge teachers? I'm talking about, we all, as parents, everybody here can think of a couple teachers that were so instrumental in their lives. I've asked my son on our way here, who's your best teacher since you've been here? He said, Daddy, all 4. He said, Daddy, Miss Pape taught me the difference between being in kindergarten. He said, Miss Williams taught me 6 and 9, 6 with a belly, 9 with long legs. I mean, phenomenal teachers. No, I'm not finished. Like, Mr. Cavalli, this is serious. No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I want the board to know how we feel. I would really like the board to know how we feel.
You can have my slot.
So, yeah, she said she's giving me a half a minute.
According to the bylaws, to your bylaws.
Yeah, and the bylaws is right here.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with this bylaw. You have over 30, okay, that's fine. What I'm telling you right now is that you have over 36 people on the list to speak. So if you all agree, okay, I'm fine with this. If you all want to speak 4 minutes, fine.
I don't want to make it contentious though. I don't want it to be a fight. You know, it's just that I'm so frustrated. I'm really frustrated. I'm leaving here tonight, and I'm going in search of finding somewhere for Josiah. So I'm serious, and it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart because we've been here so long. I mean, I've been here since Miss Brown, and it's like it's gradually declining. I don't see an improvement. I'm serious, and then I'm talking great teachers. And I'm talking people that bend over backwards, not just to teach, I'm talking to touch lives, that touch my son's lives, and they're gone. Mr. Ford is gone. Miss Torres that walked across the street and buy my son lunch is gone. And I mean, what do you say to us? Like nobody's saying nothing to us? Before this lunch program, we just got a lunch program this year. Miss Torres used to walk across the street and buy my son lunch. And then nothing? You guys say nothing to us? The turnover, there's no corporation the turnover could be this great. 5 CEO in 4 years? We're not even averaging 1. Where are my teachers? Miss Nolan is working on our masters. They're frustrated, they're angry. I got letters to read. I mean, something is going on. Board members, you gotta get involved and find out what's going on, or else I'm out of here. I feel like I don't have any more fight left in me. I don't understand. Miss Torres labored for this school. I mean, labored for this school. I mean, I'm disgusted.
Taylor Cochran.
I want my 4 minutes too. I'm Dior Cochran, Mom. All the teachers, y'all know Dior. First of all, I want to start by saying we supposed to be here at 6. We was all here at 6, and it started at 6:35. That's one thing. Second thing, your attitude sucks. You the whole me and I'm gonna be the one to say that. Your attitude sucks. The rest of them on the board, they cool. Your attitude sucks. I'm gonna go back from when it first started at school. You can keep giving me them eyes. Okay, let's make that clear. I got the mic. All right. I'm gonna start by when it first went back, when they first started at school. And you could pick your child up, take your child up to the ramp, just stay in the the second week, they didn't even give you a notice. You just had to pull over to the side and drop your kid off. That's one thing. Second thing, y'all fired Mrs. T for what? For what? For what? What was the problem? The curriculum about to go up. My daughter upset because Miss Bruni leaving, and I love Miss Bruni. She ain't here to teach the kids. She loves the kids. She loves every one of them, these kids. Even the kids that's not even in her class. But y'all right. I'm gonna leave it to y'all. My daughter won't be here next year.
Thank you, board. Thank you, parents, for showing up. First thing I want to say is that I just handed the board a right to know request from Pennsylvania. I want 5 years worth of financials from at Prima. I want to go back, right? What I need to talk about is the board and Miss Nia Blackwell, right? So I did some investigating and I did some digging because the board is extremely incompetent, right? And this has been since June. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on this board. The kids have no books and everybody's passing the buck, everybody's passing the blame. But then I found out that the old chair, Wadia Floyd, is the driver for Miss Jamie Blackwell, who happens to be, let me finish, who happens to be your grandmother. So, but then there was a policy instated that there was to be no nepotism in the school. Nepotism means that you cannot hire family. And if my information is correct, I think Ms. Blackwell has 2 family members that work at Prima. All right, I said if the information is correct. But what we need to do is dig down on this board, right? Because this is the issue, right? This is the straw that broke the camel's back. It's the board. It's everyone that they've hired. So if, like I said, if information serves me correct, all the CEO was hired, Omnivest was hired, all through Ms. Blackwell, right? All through Ms. Blackwell. So I think that what we need to do maybe we need to all go sit in Councilwoman Janie Blackwell's office. Maybe that's what we need to do. So that I can fully understand how, because I know Wadia Floyd, who was the chair, ended up here because Miss Blackwell, Councilwoman Blackwell, and Dr. June Brown were friends, and that's how she ended here. Then she ended up on the board. Then I remember Miss Nia Blackwell she was a lawyer. She was a lawyer. But Wadia's Floyd's last meeting, she made sure that she was hired as CAO.
Exactly.
That she was hired as CAO, right? So, but I say all of this to say, you guys, that we need to really understand and dig down deep where all of this stuff is happening. Because while everybody's busy hiring and firing and all of this nonsense, our kids don't have no books. Our kids don't have no technology, right? When I first started at Prima, my daughter, she's in the 5th grade now, she had a computer class.
Yes, you did.
Where did the computers go? I need to understand where the computers went. And we have that's what I've heard since day one. We got the money, we have the money, we have the money, but we don't have the books. Board? So I'm really looking to you guys, minus the, I'm sorry, what's your name, ma'am? Miss Snaggle? All right, because you don't sit on the board, right? You're a solicitor from who? You do not sit on the board, but you facilitate the board meeting. You've been doing this, facilitating the board meeting. Oh, listen, I didn't ask you a question. I didn't ask you a question. I'm watching you facilitate the board. I run a nonprofit, so I understand that. But listen, parents, I say this to say that we have to send them. Okay.
We can have about 4 minutes.
Listen, I say this to say, you guys, this is our school. And if we want change, we have to be the change. And if we want the change, we got to start with this board. The board is the problem. The board is the problem.
Cherie Brown, is it? I'm sorry. Cherie Brown. Stephen Brown. And I have Shelley Melcourt.
Hi, my question is not really relevant to the main conversation. I'm just curious about substitute teachers. My daughter's teacher was out ill, and there was no substitute assigned. It bothers me because the aides are going into the classroom, staying there all day, and teaching the students, I assume, or not teaching the students, I assume. I'd like to know what the policy is for substitute teachers. Every school my older daughter ever went to, they called in substitute teachers. I have no issue with the support staff, they do a great job, but they're not teachers. And I'd just like to understand what the policy is when teachers are out legitimately sick, on vacation, maternity leave, or just called off today, why we don't have substitute teachers. That's
Excuse me, I just want to know, since this Prima, I have a grandson that has been here for 5 years. We have no handbook. We don't know what is expected. I thought this meeting was about helping these kids. Y'all not helping these kids. They don't have no books, no papers, no pencils. We don't know who the principal is. We never met her. When they had the old principal, y'all supposed to, I don't know who y'all work for, but we are all taxpayers. And y'all supposed to make these children at Prima a productive member of society. And they should be taught well. The kids don't want to come to school here no more. And that's sad.
Can you tell us which campus you're
This campus right here, okay? And it's not. And you said you're not on the board member. You're not a board member. You facilitate the board. I want to know where's my money going because my kids don't have a book. I want to know that. I $100 is this for this meeting. Y'all having a meeting, and Miss, I don't mean no disrespect, but you are supposed to be a professional, and we have no professionalism at Prima, and it was. And I think it's sad, because all y'all fussing and ain't nobody saying these kids don't like the school no more. Because it was a friendly, family-oriented school. The teachers communicated with the parents. And you want our kids to have an education. And they need an education. They don't need all this fussing and coming home and they don't want to go to school the next day. That's their job, to go to school. That's right. And it's not fair. My little granddaughter don't even want to catch the school bus. Because I have the issue. I write a letter to the teacher. She don't respond back. That's not cool. And it's unprofessionalism. This is a board meeting and parents have a right. We should all be here like this, arguing. And we want to talk for 45 minutes, that's all right, because we pay money too. And you are very unprofessional, miss, and you are very rude. And we are not being rude to you, maybe some of us are. But you're supposed to have our concerns and our principles and our children's life in y'all head. And y'all are a stenching of us. We send them here for y'all to help them, but y'all not. Y'all sitting here arguing about stuff, but where's the books? That man said we got money. Why my daughter don't have a book? So, and they can't take the books home, fine, then they don't have a book. Y'all can't copy the book, then bring them home and let us copy them, because I would pay to copy my own child book, because she needs education. They need an education. If they fail, we should be notified. Not in no 2 weeks, not no what. We get a report card and say they failed. Why they failed? The whole class is failing and nobody can address that issue. So it's not a teacher. Y'all want us to get documentation and come here to see how our kids doing. We gotta get verified and notified and go get photo ID and be certified to come to the school. We shouldn't have to be. Y'all need to put y'all teachers credentials on the desk and let us see it. Yes. If y'all got education, y'all certified, show me your education. I can show you my documentation. Show me yours. And it's not fair. This board meeting is a hypocrisy to these taxpayers, and I think it's sad. Because all of these kids need to be somebody. They not gonna be nobody when y'all being up here being rude and disrespectful to people.
Dave would like to make a comment. It'll only be for a second.
All right, guys. We want to be heard, but I don't want it to be a fight, because we're not going to get anything accomplished. We're not going to be quiet, but we don't want it to be a fight. Miss Smitty and Miss Hargrove, I don't want you to take it personal. And I don't want it to resort back to where we were coming from last year. So we just want accountability and answers. You understand what I'm saying? Like the turnover and the firing and the rehire, like it's too much. So we want you guys, we're venting our frustration to you guys, for you guys to do an inquiry. Yeah, take it on, but don't take it personal. And parents, we still want to be civil. Okay? All right.
Can I just ask that public comment is an important part of every board meeting. We want the people who signed up to have an opportunity to speak. But we should always be mindful of treating each other decently. It's the environment we want to create for the children. So we want to be decent and respectful with each other. So please, let's try and remember that tonight when we're speaking. Thank you. Can I have Ms. Delgado, please?
Fuera de que el colegio tiene muchos problemas académicos ahora en este año, tiene también problemas de irresponsabilidad de la escuela ante el transporte, porque el bus no recoge los niños, todos los días cambian de chofer, los buses no traen el número que debe traer, o sea, yo no me siento confiable en entregarle a mi hija a una persona que todos los días la cambian. Y fuera de eso, la escuela no da responsabilidad de lo que pasa. Mi hija la dejaron de recoger 3 días y me costó 3 días averiguar qué era lo que pasaba, porque no la recogían.
Okay, so her complaint is about the transportation. She says she doesn't feel comfortable or safe sending her child to school. One, she doesn't get any answers when she calls the school about the bus, what bus route her child is on, what time. And I can tell you from working there that they should know that because we do get a conference sheet. So I'm not sure why they're not giving her that information, but her frustration is about the transportation and the unorganization.
Fuera de eso, cuando el bus llega a la escuela y la escuela está cerrada, deja a los niños ahí tirados y es un área muy peligrosa.
And she said also when they drop the kids off, because the doors are closed, they leave the kids outside, and that area is not a safe area.
Otra cosa, las personas que hablamos español ahorita no tenemos voz en el colegio. Definitivamente, tengo algún problema y me contesta. Primero me pasan al profesor de español que no habla español. Después me pasan a un niño que puede entender el español, pero yo no lo entiendo. Y tercero, tengo que preguntar por mi sobrino para que él sirva de voz en el colegio, porque definitivamente los que hablamos español, que desafortunadamente yo medio lo entiendo, no me puedo comunicar, entonces tengo ese problema.
She said she also wants to, but she has concerns about the fact that no one there speaks Spanish. She went in there the other day to speak to someone. They called the Spanish teacher who could not translate what she was saying in Spanish. Then they called the child to translate, and he couldn't translate it, so she had to send for her 7th grade nephew to come down and translate her concerns.
Yo necesito que en la escuela, por lo menos el que conteste el teléfono, hable español también.
She said she would like to call the school and be able to get answers and talk to someone that speaks Spanish.
Hay muchos niños.
36% of our kids that pray for are Hispanic.
Otra cosa, necesito responsabilidad en el transporte de los niños. A la hora que llegue el bus, si la escuela está cerrada, que el chofer espere a que abran la escuela y que los niños entren. Cualquier cosa que le pasen a nuestros hijos afuera de la escuela es responsabilidad del que los transporta y de la escuela también, porque no está abierta.
She says she would like to know who's responsible for the transportation before she leaves, so she can feel safe putting her daughter on a bus with an unknown person and knowing that they're going to get to school at what time, because she's been at the bus for an hour and no bus has showed up. So if the route changed, they didn't get a phone call. She would like them answers before she sent her child back to school.
Fuera de eso, a uno le dan un número de despacho del bus y resulta que de ese número le dan 3 números más a ver quién le contesta si van a recoger el muchachito por la mañana o no lo van a recoger. Para mí se demoraron 3 meses para darme la transportación para mi hija y esta es la hora de que eso no funciona bien. 3 meses es mucho tiempo para que no solucionen los problemas. Es responsabilidad.
She is welcome to address her bus issues at the school. They'd be happy to discuss them with you. I have Miss Melinda Brown Brock, please. Mrs. Melinda Brown Brock, please.
Good evening. Melinda Brown Brock. Attention board members.
I would like to bring to your attention the drastic shift in our professional climate at the Frankfurt campus over the past few months. This school year was off to a wonderful start, following our summer professional development. However, once the school year began, things started happening that are concerning to me. People have been terminated who have had no prior disciplinary actions against them, and comments were made from administration that people are too comfortable around here and that they are going to break up the cliques. Most of the visits upper administration makes to our campus are for negative reason. They do not seek to know us as employees and take time to see the good that people are doing because they are so concerned with cleaning things up. Their manner of dealing with employees by conducting interrogation-like meetings and telling us to leave our feelings at the door is creating a hostile work environment. There have been new hires that have made comments that they were sent here to observe and report about things that need to be changed. And we're not happy about being here to get people in trouble. It is unfair to our students to create so much stress among teachers and staff that people are afraid when they come to work. I am seeking your involvement in examining how this new administration is treating employees and holding them accountable for unjust terminations and unprofessional conduct. I have been with Prima for quite some time, and this was once a wonderful place to work and be a part of. I love what I do, and I hope that we can get back to administration having a trusting relationship with staff and a work environment that is positive. Thank you for your attention.
Can we please have Abdul? It's just one name. Can we please have Nicole Nash?
Hello, I'm Dalisha Dobbs, and I'm a parent of Brandon Watley and Dion Fuller and Brandon Watley at 63rd Street. I'm sorry. So the questions I have is, due to the budget surplus for just the month of November, can we at 63rd Street have additional supports for the classroom with an emphasis on classroom 2A due to 70% of the students in that specific classroom not meeting academic goals? Also, the observation that Ms. Brown spoke of for the teachers, will that be privileged to the parents? The teachers' observations. Also, I wanted to know how do I as a parent measure the success without a handbook for the school year of 2015-2016? And I want to know, is there a closed door policy with Prima? Because I was told that I had to go to the principal, that the CEO did not have an open door policy for me to address concerns that I may have. And that's it for me.
May I have Tashita Alsbrook, please? I'm sorry, let's go with Nicole Nash first.
Hi, my name is Nicole Nash, and I am the parent of 3 Prima students. I have 2 sets of questions. I'm going to ask all my questions for the first set first. My first one is about the board members. So I've only been here, this is my 2nd year, and I'm not familiar with the board members at all. So when we started, there was no introduction of the board members. So is there anywhere in writing of the board members, their bio, their credentials, and how the board is selected? My other question about the board is, are they paid positions? And if so, is the salary posted anywhere for the board members? My second set of questions is not really a set of questions, maybe a statement. So the parents were not notified of any of the real personnel changes. We knew about Mr. Hudnut, I don't know if I'm saying it right, becoming a principal, and Miss McClish moving over to 63rd Street. But there were some other personnel moves that the parents weren't notified of. And the only reason I bring that up is because it personally affected my children. So Miss Torres is like a second mother to my daughter Bella. When Bella wants to fake like she's sick, Miss Torres can tell her, you're not sick, go take the tail back to play. And she was a really, really, really good advocate for my children. And then when my daughter Bethany found out Mr. Ford was no longer working at the school, she refused to go to school the next day because Bethany was being bullied. And she cried and refused to walk out the door and go to school. So I had to connect with Mr. Ford outside of school, who encouraged her to go back to school. There's nobody else there that she trusted to really open up and talk to that she thought was going to protect her from this particular student who has been bullying her since the first day of school. And I had brought it up to other staff members, and Mr. Ford took it on and was protecting and taking care of my child. And then Miss T, although she was new to my family, she was very relatable. She was the first person I had contact with at Prima. My younger son is autistic. And I was having some issues with the school he was in. And she worked really, really hard to find my application, because I guess there were some issues over the summer with the application process. Found my application and helped my kids get into the school. So she was a great resource, and she was a great resource for my son. So the parents were not notified of these changes, and it personally affected our children. I don't know anything about the board. I don't know if you guys have children. But to have your child come home and cry and refuse to go to school because she feels like she's, I'll wait. To have your child come home crying and refuse to go to school because she doesn't feel safe is a tough pill for a parent to swallow, and have to go to work the next day knowing that my child doesn't feel like she's safe in school, and now she has nobody to turn to. That's it.
We have Tashina Allsbrook, please.
I'm standing here today as a former worker at Prima, and it breaks my heart that these people are in charge of our school. For the first 2 months that these people got here, my name was Tarisha. They didn't take the time to know me, you didn't meet with me, you didn't talk to me. They made a choice decision that came from Miss Floyd. Let's be honest. Anybody who has been fired, if you went to the board meetings last year, why is it? It's because we spoke up and supported Dr. Harris. That is why I was let go. The reason they say I was let go, 3 reasons. Performance concerns. Reason number 2, professionalism. And the last reason I was let go, when I first started here, I was CNA certified. I got a stipend for being here when Ms. O'Brien wasn't. And we all know Ms. O'Brien ain't never here. Last year when my license expired, I went to administration, Mr. Butler, Dr. Harris, and said, hey, my license is about to expire. Do I need to renew it?
Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Okay. Maybe if that day you didn't holler at me and talk to me like I was a 2-year-old, you would find out the whole story. But anyway, they said don't worry about it because you're in nursing school, which all the parents know that I have been in nursing school for the past 2 years. Am I right? So they said not to worry about it. I keep receiving the stipend. On November the 30th, I was called over to the trailer and was accused of defrauding at Prima out of the money because I was still receiving the stipend even though my license had expired. I told them that I did tell administration before they got there. I was told it was not in my file, which is not my fault. There was nothing else for me to do or say. My thought, talk to me, give me a warning, write me up, take away the stipend. It doesn't matter. Each and every parent knows when they send their child to 63rd Street, I want to take care of them like they were mine. Whether they need an inhaler pump to an asthma pump, whether they get a pencil stuck in the back of their throat, or if I have to call 911 because one of my former students had sickle cell, I believe. I don't understand, but by 4 o'clock I was terminated. These people won't even look me in the face because they know they're wrong. And the board members, if you sit there and listen to people's stories and support these people, knowing that they're wrong in what they do, then I don't know what else to say, but karma comes around. I'm not here because I'm angry. I'm here because I'm upset. At Prima Charter was a big part of my life. The students are a big part of my life. I have past students here who came out to support because they know who I am. And even though I am not here, I will always be there for each and every one of them.
I still call her every morning about my kids. Every morning.
Is related to Miss Blackwell. Miss Dumas put her hands on Miss Slade last year. Miss Dumas is still here. But I was
May I have
because of my female.
Sean? I'm sorry about the last name. I can't read the last name. Sean. Can I ask who Sean is, please?
Hey, it's probably me. Can I forfeit my minutes to hear Ms. Delgado's last concern? She was cut off in the middle of Spanish.
Can I have Miss Derry? I'm sorry. Can I have Ashley Dugan, please?
How y'all doing? My name is Ashley Dugan, D-U-G-A-N. I'm going to start by saying I'm a parent at the Frankfurt campus, and what's going on now is there is a lot of, there's no emotional intelligence going on in that school anymore. Like, there's a lot of disrespect. The parents are not made aware of anything that's going on as far as like the dismissals and everything like that. Just like we have letters that come home to us, in those letters, there should have been something stated that, okay, I'm gonna throw your kid out at 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, okay, we get a little bit better, but it's still a hazard to me, as well as the other parents. All the parents know. You know, we get there's nothing. The teachers getting terminated. They dropping like flies, like what's going on? It almost seems like everybody's a target now. Anybody that said anything, anybody that spoke up for themselves is a target. Why can't the teachers speak up for themselves? Why are they terminated because of what they say out their mouths? My children,
Now I'm really getting pissed because now it's affecting my children. My children will come home, oh, Mr. Ford is gone. Oh, Ms. Torres is gone. What did they do? It's almost like everybody's trying to find some reason to let these good people go. I don't know what the reasons are. I just know what I hear. You know what I'm saying? And since I've been there, my child started off in kindergarten. She's in the 5th grade now. Now when she comes home and tell me, Mommy, I don't want to go back to school no more. We got a problem. Yes. My daughter, she never complains. She never complained about anything. Yes. She don't want to go to school no more. No more. It is not fair. It is not fair. I can't believe this. My kids are scared to go to school. Never had my children scared to go nowhere. Because I'm their mother. They know I got their back. You know what I'm saying? They know I got their back. But now my kids are scared to go to school because they're afraid to say something because they're going to get suspended. They came home to me telling me, Mom, now we can't speak at lunch or we're going to get suspended from school. Why are they being told these things? Why are they being told these things? You know what I'm saying? The teachers, they're speaking, not the teachers, the new administration. Yes, Mr. Hudnut, I mean, we've been kind of cool, but Mr. Hudnut, a couple, Miss Vines, Miss Stephanie, like things have been said that my children are hearing. They're coming back and they're telling me these things that should not be said around children. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of coming to the school trying to talk to people, trying to be nice and stuff like that, because that's what I've been trying to do, because I want to make the environment safe for my children. I don't want nobody going and attacking my children as they've been attacking our teachers. Miss Torres should have been let go. She's the only bilingual speaking teacher there was. Now when you are a Hispanic community, who are they going to talk to? They can't talk to Ms. Vines or nobody. And when they answer the phone, they act like they got an attitude. We need to find out what's going on in this school so that our children can be safe. So that our children are not scared to learn. So that my baby don't have to wake up every freaking morning telling me she don't want to go to school, trying to make excuses not to go to school. Not to go to school, which I know she do her thing. I really need, I know the last board meeting, it got crazy. I'm just asking y'all, please, can y'all get into this school to find, I don't know what's going on here at 63rd, but can you please get into the Frankfurt campus to find out what's going on? Please.
Hold on 1 second, please. We'll get to the next person in a second. Sorry, everyone. Can I have Maricela Torres, please?
Hello everyone, I'm Ms. Torres. I'm also a former employee of at Prima Charter School. I started with at Prima. I sat at a kid's desk and picked up the phone from day one. I walked around, gave out flyers. We started with 52 kids. That's who I am. I'm the one that sat there. Daniela here, I tutored her for 3 years because we didn't have anyone that could tutor her because she came in knowing no English. She is now one of our smartest kids. And I can name about 10 more. I can name 10 more that I tutored. For free, never charged. I did it on my own time. I had them dropped off at the main office. But these people wouldn't know that. They don't care to know that. Trust me. Now, unlike Ms. T, they gave me no reason for why they fired me. In fact, I'm waiting for the board to reply to my grievance letter, which in your bylaws state that you should be replying today, the next board meeting. I still have not heard anything back. I was let go, if you read it, procedures for the dismissal of an employee. In cases of dishonesty, corporal punishment, child abuse, unsatisfactory performance, or blatant insubordination, the school may dismiss an employee immediately. In all other cases, they must give you a verbal, they must give you 2 writtens, and then they can get rid of you. If you open up my file, I can guarantee you that thing has nothing in it. Nothing. people, they sat there and insulted me and said my position was no longer available because the organization was being restructured. The organizational structure that was just approved the day before, not even 24 hours later, to get renewed. And they talk about the renewals. Did they tell you how much Ms. Torres helped to get renewed? I bet they didn't mention that, did they? They didn't mention that. They forgot to mention that. They forgot to mention that I was staying here at 7 o'clock. Or that I would sit there and work on PIMS because Naya had told me this has to be submitted today. I sat there, I almost failed one of my marketing classes because I wanted to make sure that our school gets renewed. But they won't talk about that. I would appreciate it if y'all would have fired me day one. Y'all used me. That's what you guys did. I did everything you guys asked me to do. Everything. Everything. And back to the board. On May 7th, you guys took on a policy that says you can't hire family members. And Ms. Smithy, you voted on that back May 7th of 2015. So why are we hiring family members? And if it's true, and we will find out because I am filing a charge with the EEOC, that Ms. Dumas is related to Naya Blackwell, she should not be here because Dumas was here first. And it clearly states not only did you guys adopt the policy, but May 17th you turned around and you reinforced it because you guys didn't want Mrs. Bogle to be hired. So you do not use the bylaws or the policies when it benefits you. You use them all the time. You guys created these. So why are we not following them? Why? Why are these people, they called me up there, oh, and let me mention that Naya goes, oh, Ms. Torres, did you hear that we got our charter renewed? She smiles, I say, congratulations. Can we meet with you? Kabali goes, this is your last day with us. Excuse me? Last day? What did I do? You didn't do anything. In fact, you're not being terminated. You're being let go. Your position is no longer available. If I wasn't terminated, what was that? Because I didn't resign. I didn't resign. So I need to know, and nobody can answer that. Nobody. I can read an email. They want to insult you. They want to find something on me so bad that they accuse me of filling out my unemployment papers incorrectly. But they're so busy trying to find something to say about you that they didn't even read the papers correctly. Oh, and they're stealing the trans passes. They wouldn't know this because they weren't here before. And before he takes the mic from me. About the books, that's also not true. I can get your 4 minutes. Thank you, girl. And about the books, that's also not true. We do not have enough books at Frankfurt, so please have trouble letting them tell you that we have books. Number 2, we never had issues with books before. I ordered them. We spent $200,000 on books. You can take them home, you can use them, you can do whatever you wanted. And we got the results that we needed. Our kids are not being taught right now, at all.
And I have Ingrid Atman. Ingrid.
Hi everybody, my name is Ingrid, I-N-G-R-I-D, last name is A-H-M-A-D. I am a parent at Frankfurt. My kids has been going to Frankfurt from day one. That means from kindergarten. Right now I have 3 students. First, my question to the board. Are you guys getting any of this stuff? Does it mean anything to you? Because we are here, I was at past meetings, and we pretty much are talking about the same stuff, and it's more serious this time. This time it's firing, hiring. I'm hearing a lot of things about the principals, not good things. That is not good, and that's from students, from our kids. Okay? Ms. McClish, I wish she was here. She's not. But the point is, it's sickening. It's sickening what's going on. Ms. Torres, okay, the new secretary, calls my family, not me, call my family because they cannot get in contact with me. Wait a minute, wait. First of all, you guys in the packet, you know, put in all your personal information, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Ms. Torres, she called me on my cell phone because that's the only phone number that I have, that me and my husband have. No problem. This lady called a landline phone number and called all my other family members and stated that I do not have updated personal information. How is this possible? My kids been going there since kindergarten. The last one right now is in 5th grade. The point is, where are you getting your information from? Where did you go to get my information, to get my landline that's been going for 3 years? And you can't contact me on my cell phone now. That's a problem. The other issue is communication. You guys are not anything that changes at that school, we're here after the fact. Oh, you picked up your child? Oh, so you can't come inside. Wait a minute. Could you have sent me a letter the day before, prior, stating, listen, by the way, parents, we're going to try something new. We're going to see how this works. No, parents, this is how it's going to be. You guys don't hear us. We feel like it doesn't matter what we say. I'm listening to all the parents, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, is the board members really listening? Do you guys really care? Are you going to walk out here tonight and be like, this was some BS? I mean, how are we going to know all the concerns that we have? How is it going to be addressed? How will we know, oh, the board members really did hear us? All the concerns that we have as parents, how do we know that you guys are going to hear us? When will we hear anything from you guys again? That's it.
Can I have Simone Shell, please?
Simone Shell, SAMONE SCHEL. We're from the Frankfurt campus, current 8th graders. In all of my years of attending schools, I have never seen such an amazing school environment, not to mention amazing, awesome faculty. Ms. McClish might have been hard on us, but she taught us how to work hard. When we got the news that she was being transferred to 63rd Street, nothing was the same. Hearing that Ms. Torres was laid off was devastating because she was very helpful. Ms. Torres was the only fluent Spanish speaker for the Spanish-speaking parents. Who else can do that but Ms. Torres? After figuring out for myself that Mr. Ford wasn't coming back, felt like our school was becoming an abomination. Mr. Ford was the reason we got to go on trips. He had so many plans for us. The fact that nobody was going to inform the students that he resigned and just leaving us clueless was unacceptable. We as students should be allowed to know what's going on in our school. Something that is really harsh is hearing that the school isn't going to fund choir. When I grow up, I actually want to be famous for singing, and now I like choir, and now I can't join choir because I'm not here no more. The new policies and changes seem like our school is steadily going downhill. I came here tonight so that someone can help me and my fellow classmates understand what is going on and how we should, and what is going on and how we should expect, and how we should, and how we should expect moving on. Thank you.
I just want you all to know I am a board member. My name is Nicole Hargrove. I have a 2nd and an 8th grader at Frankfurt. I hear every single thing you guys are all saying.
So why are you letting it happen then?
I'm just letting you know, I just became a board member last month. I just want to let you know that I hear everything everyone is saying. We're taking notes, all right? And that's all I can say. But I just want to let you know that I am here. And it hurts hearing the kids. I just want to let you know.
Can I have Dolores Richardson, please?
So my son came to Prima April 2014. Thank you, Ms. Torres. he was at a bilingual school where he was not learning. He didn't know sight words. He didn't know simple things. But because of Ms. Torres, my son was able to come April 2014. His kindergarten teacher spent time with him. She even stayed a little later just so he could catch up. By that time in the kindergarten, he was okay. He was able to go to first grade. Here we are, December 2015, where it took him a long time to even start the bus. Thanks to Ms. Torres, again, who called every single day so he can get on the bus. Even then, my son was dragged in the back of the bus last week by older kids. He was just sent home on Friday because he couldn't calm down, he couldn't stop crying. She told him, whoever told him, I don't know, I'll find out, that he needs to calm down and come back Monday with a better attitude. Because he was talking at lunch. And he was considered one of the bad kids. He's one of the reasons Mr. Ford left. Because he didn't want to be bothered with kids like that. Which I knew wasn't true. Because of Mr. Ford, who also called me at least twice a week to make sure I knew what was going on with my child. I am very upset that Ms. Torres and Mr. Ford are no longer there. When I called last week to agreement, because I didn't want my child to get on a bus, she asked whoever answered the phone. First of all, she answered hello. I had to look at the phone to make sure I called at Prima. I thought I called someone's home. And she asked me, are you sure he's in this building?
Don't even know. Don't even know. Hi, how are you?
It bothers me that she didn't even try. She didn't even look to see where he was. I told her she was in Mr. Marco's class. And she said, hold on. I held on for 5 minutes. She came back. What's his name again? This is in Frankfurt. Another thing, I received a call from someone, I don't even know who, from at Prima last week when I called back. And I told her, no, parent. I was wondering why someone called. She said, well, did they leave a message? I said, no, but I'm very concerned because I know my child was in that building. She said, okay, well, if they didn't leave a message, it's not important. Could I call Ms. Torres? No. Could I call Mr. Ford? No. Who can I call? And this is the building where my son is. Is he safe? I don't know. Should he go back tomorrow? I don't know. Will he be there next year? No. I'm not done yet. Hold on. This is it really hurts because I thought I put him in a school. I pulled him out in the middle of the school year. I thought I put him somewhere where he could learn. Does he really have homework? No. I'm a 2nd grade teacher myself. My son is in 2nd grade. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'm almost done. His homework is what I make at my own job. That's extra work. It's not okay. Why? He can come to my school for all that. But I sent him here because I know, well, I thought I knew this was a great school.
It was.
It was. I'm done now.
With Dr. Harris there,
Can I have Courtney Hargrove, please?
Hi, my name is Courtney Hargrove. I attend the Prima Frankfurt campus. and I have a few words to say about our Dean of Students, our new Dean of Students. At the end of the day, she came on our bus, 7664 school bus, and she said, you guys are a bad school bus. You guys are bad kids. You guys don't deserve to come to Prima Charter School. You guys should just go down to the public school down the street. And I was offended. And she was like, not all of you, because she obviously saw my facial expression. And she said, not all of you, but I was a little hurt by that. And I was like, you shouldn't say that to a bunch of kids, you know?
Especially child pride.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out. Thanks. I'm sorry, I'm not done. Hold on. She also said that, she also said that kids whose parents order food for them aren't allowed to order food anymore. You know, she was going to take it back to the store across the street, and obviously that doesn't really sound right, because their parents paid for that lunch. They're giving it to their child. And I just thought that wasn't right, you know. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I know I just spoke, but I have something else to say. I got here last year for 7th grade in the middle of the year. And Mr. Ford wasn't there. He was just like walking around meeting us, and he made us feel like he was already a part of us. And then this year, we're hearing, oh yeah, he's the new Dean of Students. And so it's very fun for us because he does a lot of things for us. And then we're hearing, where's Mr. Ford? Oh, we don't know. Where's Mr. Ford? And nobody's telling us nothing. And so one of our teachers had to tell us, oh, Mr. Ford resigned. Why weren't we notified? Why couldn't we know? We're the students of the school. We're the people that built up the school. Without us, there would be no school. And then we're hearing, oh, y'all got a new dean right away after Mr. Ford is gone.
That was planned.
Oh no, she didn't even know what her position was when I first met her. She said, I don't know why. That's what she said.
Can I have, I think it's Jennifer, is it Hans? Oh, pardon me. Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everyone. I stand before you this evening as someone that was a proud parent of Prima. My children who were on the steps, and I'm getting emotional, but 9 years ago, not when Frankfurt opened, but 9 years ago, I put my son in Prima at 59th Street because of where I work. I live in Northeast Philly. So he went to Prima, then Planet Advocates for a year. When this Prima opened up, I was so excited about another Prima because Planet Advocates didn't have a foreign language. And everyone knows in the year 2032, Spanish is going to be the primary language. So I said, as a parent, let me put my son back in Prima, and it was a blessing. For years, when the curriculum was from 8 to 4, I always asked myself, if it became too much for my son, I would pull him out. Not only was it not too much, but the teachers were very engaging. My son looked forward to going to school every day. Even if I said, it's too cold outside, and I'm an educator, it's too cold outside, you want to stay home? No, my children do not want to stay home from school. It's because of the faculty, Miss Torres. I don't know what happened with Miss Torres, but what I do know, I can call Miss Torres at any point in time. She's extremely professional. She knows every student. She knows where everyone is. She knows the siblings. She knows the parents. She knows their occupation. She knows everything. For me to entrust my children with a school for 8-9 hours a day, I need to make sure that my children are safe. Three concerns I have are communication. And the reason why I left the meeting that I was at this evening to come here is communication. This year, Frankfurt never had bus service before. This year they implemented a bus service. I have an 8th grader and a 3rd grader. I don't know about any other parent, but my children are a package deal. So I never received any communication from the busing company all summer long. My information has not changed. My telephone number, my address, my demographics have been the same forever and a day. I never received anything about busing. Then I was told, not through any communication, but me calling the bus company, me calling Aunt Prima every single day. My 8-year-old gets on SEPTA, my 3rd grader gets on the school bus. That does not fly. 6 o'clock in the morning, they were supposed to get on the bus. School doesn't start until 8 o'clock. To wake my children up at 5 o'clock, 3 hours before the school day starts, is very unfair. So their dad and I, who's here tonight, made a decision to not allow them to catch school bus. Then I later learned that they added another bus on to the route. This bus left at 7:25. To this day, the 16th day of December, I never received communication telling me that my children could get on the bus, what time the bus comes, what the bus number is. I work in the school the same way everybody else has to report to their job. I have to report to mine, and I give my job 150%. So to take time out of my day to call bus companies, to call the schools, to see where my son is going to be picked up from, what time. The last 2 days, I was late for work because I go to Dunkin' Donut, come around the corner, they're still on the corner. I was never notified that their bus route met them at the bus stop. First it was 6 o'clock, then 7:05, 6:42, then I was notified today, 6:29 in the morning. So I asked the woman, I called on the telephone, never identified herself, sound very unprofessional, didn't know if she was coming or going, but to tell me, wait a minute, let me look, we're trying to build a relationship with the bus company. You know what they did? My 9-year-old on the step, Jalen, raise your hand. Last week they told my son it was a change in the bus schedule. He's 9. I said, you don't tell a parent? He doesn't set it up, okay, my time is up and I'll be off in a second. When we talk about safety and security, that's a safety issue for me. Aunt Prima has never needed a dean before because there were no safety issues. I feel like we've lowered the bar. I feel like we're allowing students into the school that do not fit the Aunt Prima model. I feel like there's no more recipes on Sunday. The level of rigor with the academics has gone downhill. 9 years in this program, I'm allowing my kids to stay this year because this one is an 8th grader and wants to graduate with the rest of the 8th graders. But that 3rd grader there, he will not be there next year, and it is very unfortunate. Please, I ask you guys, take this information. We are not ignorant. We are not disrespectful. We are concerned parents that care about our children. Thank you.
We have a parent that had to leave, but you're going to read her statement, correct?
All right, you guys, I'm back at the mic, and this is for Mrs. Coleman, and if you guys, I haven't read this, so we're hearing this together. So, to whom it may concern, I am writing this to ask that something be done to change the environment and working conditions at the Frankfurt site. Over the course of several weeks, there have been a number of things that have been happening that I find unsettling, and it is now to the point where I find it hard to function and be as effective as I can be under these working conditions. There has been a tone set at Frankfurt by administration that there is some sort of cleanup happening among staff, and many people are coming to work day to day in fear that their jobs are at stake. The manner in which people have been terminated with the lack of prior disciplinary action is alarming and appears to be very underhanded and with malicious intent. There have been blatantly false claims made against other employees which appear to be an effort to build cases against them, and build cases is in quotation marks. I feel that the staff are not valued and are viewed as disposable entities. I realize I do not know every detail of every person's work performance, but I must say there is a strong team here at Frankfurt with effective, hardworking team players. It is because of the quality of the terminated individuals that I even mentioned this in this correspondence. I would not have felt moved enough to speak on the terminations if those individuals were subpar and ineffective. I am not sure why there is such a negative tone coming from an administration, but I feel that we, the staff, are under attack. So obviously this is from a staff member. Rather than the focus being on maintaining a high standard and providing a high quality education for our students, administration seems more concerned with who knew who prior to working here, interrogating people, Jesus Christmas, and making connections between current and past employees and holding it against them, that they may have worked with someone whom they view poorly. It is also apparent that there are people administration wish to bring in and hire, but at the expense of terminating others who have been strong employees and are invested in our students and families is unjustified and shows a lack of integrity. Most recently, we were told by Mr. Hudnut that in response to teachers' absence, there would be a building substitute hire. It seemed that it would be a good addition since it would put an actual teacher in our classrooms when we are out, and TAs could follow their normal schedule of supporting teachers in lower grade classes and supervising students during lunch, so teachers have duty-free lunches. Many were excited and relieved that we could add someone to our team in this capacity. It was not until this person was brought in that it was revealed that she is here in a consultant role to assess our staff and building operations and give feedback to administration. I guess this is Ms. Stephanie. I'm ad-libbing. Upon starting here, she began walking the building with a notepad taking notes, not introducing herself to staff, and when the need for a substitute occurred, Mr. Hudnut's response to staff was that she could not cover a class because she had other things to do. She has made inappropriate comments to staff members that she is here to get people in trouble, fix things, these are in quotation marks, fix things, and in quotation marks, determine who needs to be fired. To disguise this person in the role of something different is again underhanded and is not best practice of any administration. Also in the same week, we had a TA transfer from 63rd Street who has familial ties with a person in administration who has mentioned to staff members that 3 people are going to get fired. Again, I would think this is Ms. Nia Blackwell. Again, this creates a stressful work environment where I find it difficult to focus and teach. It is also worth noting that there have been many instances of unprofessional conduct from Mr. Hudnut, disclosing to other staff members that a staff member's daughter has lupus, calling an autistic student a retard, what the hell, and slandering another staff member by insinuating to multiple staff members that that person was selling trans passes. I find these comments extremely inappropriate and I feel uncomfortable that he discloses this sort of information with such ease. In the days after a staff member was terminated, he went to certain teachers in an effort to reassure them saying teachers are safe, which to me implies that there is some sort of agenda. I must stress that our first priority should be our students. Education is a field where people are deeply invested and a school should be a workplace that seeks to uplift teachers and staff and develop people in areas of weakness. There is no emphasis on what is going well here and the many positive things we have going on. We have an awesome staff, exceptional students, and all of this negativity coming from our new administration is uncalled for.
May I have Arnold Ford, please?
So I'm not going to be too long because I have a lot of my babies here and a lot of stuff I want to say I'm not going to say. I started in Ad Prima in April and I came in under an awesome administration led by Dr. Harris and Mr. Vogel. One of the first things that I've always been taught is you have to learn how to roll with the punches, so if leadership changes, you adjust to leadership styles. I understood that. Over the summer, before this administration started, The only ones that were working were myself, Mr. Bogle, Ms. Torres, Ms. T, and a few of the other, Ms. Murphy, and we handled all business of Ad Prima. The day that, talking about parent meetings, trying to get the start of the school together, I ran a 2-week PD that they put me up to run and then wrote me up because they said I thought that I was a vice principal. The day that Mr. Cavalli started, he sat all of us down and he said, let me tell you something, there's a lot of cleanup that has to happen. He looked each of us in the eye and said, any of you who communicate with board members will be fired. If I'm lying, I'm flying. He told us, any of you who communicate with a board member on big on chain of command, you will be fired. The reason why, if you notice, last year we had a big turnout at board meetings and it trickled off. Why is that? Teachers are afraid for their jobs. They're afraid to come. I've been getting text messages asking for reassurance. Is it okay for us to come? If we come, are we going to be targeted? And I'm telling them no, and I hope that they don't make me out to be a liar. Any teacher who is here because they care about these kids. The reason I came to Ad Prima, I left a really good situation. I even turned down another situation because I care about every single last one of these kids. You can ask every kid about me, ask any parent about me, ask any of my colleagues about me. They will say nothing but glowing things. And I think it's a shame that the board would allow these people to come in with such unprofessionalism. Mr. Hutnut has many times told me, one time he sat me down and said, you have 24 hours to decide whether or not you want to do this job or not. I said, well, how's my performance? He said, it's excellent, it's stellar, but I just don't feel like you and I are friends. I said, sir, we are not going to be friends. We are not going to be friends. His response to me was, well, you know, me and other staff members, they text me about chicks they're hooking up with. I want the same thing for you and I. I said, sir, you will never get that from me. This is the person that's running Frankfurt's campus right now. There have been complaints against Mr. Hutnut by staff members that have not been dealt with, and it's pitiful and it's a shame, and I'm just sorry that I can't be there to protect my kids and my staff members anymore. Y'all know where to reach me, and I got some jobs for my teachers too if you want them. Thank you.
Can I have Macaron Lee? Can I have Clifford King?
Hello, everyone. All y'all know me, you know that I give my all along to the school. From day one, my daughter's been here from kindergarten. My daughter's been in the school since kindergarten, Shabria. And me and my deceased wife, right, would bend over backs for the school because we knew we had outstanding staff, great teachers, and this year I come in expecting to see this staff and all I see is turmoil. And I don't see how my daughter can learn, and she really loves the school, but now my daughter wants me to send her all the way to Hershey to get away from Ad Prima? Explain that to me, Mr. C. Why is it that my daughter who loves the school have me taking days off to do things for the school, and anyone to tell you anything asking me for the school I do, right? But Miss T, I can always call her, and any other teachers, but now I can't even call anyone. You come in with a sword and just cut heads off everybody for no reason. My thing is, instead of them leaving, why don't you leave? Because I'm like this. When the environment is going on now, my daughter can't learn, and no other kid can learn. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. All right? And if you look around, I'm sure you or the board didn't expect this many parents to show up. Because I know, and I'm going to take it to another level. If you read the newspaper, watch TV, we of this color, as you probably think, and a few others, I'm going to take this, probably don't think we give a damn about our kids. But let me say this. Every kid in this school, I will build back for, I will give my life for her, all right, and any other kid. Because I don't want my kid to have to struggle like I struggle. I struggle to give this girl the world. All right? And the way it's going now, you and I'm not going to say the board because I don't know you, but I do know you, the one on the end.
Who's not on the board?
Who's not on the board, but seems to be in control here. That seems to be in control. You have parents here come here, they want answers. Nobody's trying to give them answers. And you're sitting over here with your head down like you don't give a damn about what's there. Pardon my language, all right? But it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And I love Al Prima. Al Prima, the reason Shabrill's here because I always thought Al Prima was an outstanding school. But I look at it now, Al Prima is nothing, doesn't even look the same. There's nothing about Al Prima that I would even go to some of my friends. I used to brag on Al Prima to everyone. I've had my coworkers, I taught my coworkers into bringing their kids here, taking them out of other schools because I thought Al Prima was so great. Now if a coworker of mine asks me about my daughter's school, I'm mum.
Don't even tell them.
I'm mum.
Nope.
And that's hurtful. And that's hurtful. And this is all I have to say. People are being fired for no reason. You have your legal representative, but each and every one of these teachers and staff that was fired, if you want to get an attorney, I would help pay you for your attorney because it's wrong. Wrong is wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. And if the only way for us to correct this is to give it to you. And the other one, I can't pronounce your name, pardon me.
And the pervert over there.
Okay, he knows what I'm talking about. I think both of y'all need an extra stage left. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Can I have Brittany Henderson? Can I have Glenda Sanders?
My name is Glenda Sanders. I am also an ex-employee of Prima Charter Schools. I was fired, let me see if I can remember why. I don't know. But the rumor was Miss Floyd's son made my son fall, and as he fell, he hit the little boy in the face. So she got rid of me. And I've been banned from the school. I'm not allowed to come in the building. I was told that I can't come in the building at all. I can't volunteer. I actually volunteered to help with 8th graders. I'm not allowed to. I don't have 8th grade. I have a 6th grader.
She was hired for all of 6 hours before it came back from administration. She could not work for us.
You can't talk. I can talk. You want the board to because I am a parent at this school.
Do you have a child here?
And it's my time to talk. And I will. Miss Blackwell has never met me a day in her life. And told Miss T I wasn't allowed to come in the building. She walked by and I said, "How you doing?" She said, "Oh, hi, good morning." She don't know me. But I'm banned from the school. Why? Because I want to volunteer. Where was the parents? Where was the board, the administration, when it was snowing and raining and I was volunteering, directing traffic? I was helping children cross the street. I went on class trips. I have a son that graduated last year. Worst year ever. No yearbooks until after they graduated. So I volunteered to help with the 8th graders this year. They told me no. What has the 8th graders done this year? What would they like to do? They gave me a list of things to do. I gave it back. Because I'm not allowed to help. I don't know anybody on the board.
I've been here since 2007. Oh, they disrespectful. No, they disrespectful with the sidebar conversations. Excuse me, I had the floor.
Don't worry about her. She's not on the board.
But she's running the meeting. I don't know if any of you parents remember Miss Floyd, but she still runs this school. She doesn't have a child here anymore. Her son was a bully. He was a bully. He was sent to the office every other day when I worked here. She said he can't get suspended, but they tried to suspend my son. Not gonna happen. I don't want my daughter to continue here. She's in 6th grade. This school is horrible. Horrible. Y'all have no concern for these children whatsoever. My daughter's put on a school bus. Where? What time? We moved. I gave my change of address. They still got her at the old address. Not only that, and someone spoke about communication. My daughter fell in gym last week and passed out, was unconscious. Miss O'Brien was here. The gym teacher said she's all right, go sit down. Then he told the principal that my daughter sat down and refused to participate in gym. And if anybody knows, Wadasha does not sit down for anybody.
Can I have mahogany hand, please?
I would like to say good evening. Good evening. And I was a former student at Prima Charter School. I graduated 2013. I am now a junior in the Philadelphia High School for Girls. And my sister attends here, okay? I left when she came, okay? So I would like to say that I am tired of hearing my mom complain about everything terrible that's happened to the school, and I am ashamed to say that I came here. Currently, I am. And I just want to say, like, why has all the good teachers that taught me, that actually cared about our education, that actually cared about what we were going to be in life, leaving? Why are they leaving? Why are they getting fired? Why? Like, y'all keep making excuses. Y'all not even giving us answers.
My name is Justin White. And I graduated class of 2014 in this building right here, in this very place right here. And I'm a sophomore now, and like just walking around the school, just seeing how different it is, and it just amazes me, you know, because like I graduated in this very place right here, this auditorium right here, this auditorium / cafeteria right here. I graduated, and they didn't. And like I know last year they had it all at Penn campus and all this other stuff. My 8th grade graduation, we had it right here. They didn't go out of their way to get us no Penn campus and put us on Drexel. Teachers that was here, they made it, even though it wasn't at a special place, they made it nice for us, and I appreciated that. But just the way academic wise it is, it's just like, for me to come here, I had to take a test to get in this school. Now they just let anybody just walk in here. Like they just let anybody walk in. I had to take a test to get in here. And I went here since kindergarten. I was here when the first graduating class was here. And that was all the way at the 49th Street building. 54th Street building. 59th Street building. I was here when they was here. And it's just that it just amazed me, and that's all I have to say. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say.
Ms. Smithy, our board chair, would like to make a comment.
I want to let you
know that we are listening to exactly what you're saying and we're taking notes. But one of the things that we cannot address is we cannot address personnel issues. Thank you.
Can I have, pardon me. Can I have Jamie Williamson, please?
The parents have an issue with the personnel issue.
Hi everybody, I'm Jamie. I'm a parent here at 63rd Street. My concerns are the same. As you know, I've been coming to board meetings since before the summer because I'm very interested in knowing everything that's going on. This year is very disheartening. We've had teachers my son's class, the teacher that was assigned at the beginning of the year decided not to come. So then we had Ms. Montgomery fill in, and then all of a sudden we had Mr. Polo show up, who blatantly told every teacher, I'm old school, I don't do email, you can try to email me, but blah, blah, blah. So then all of a sudden she leaves, we get Ms. Montgomery back, and to my surprise, my son comes home over a week ago and says, this kid picked up a chair and hit Ms. Montgomery in the back of the head, and she's not here. So since that time, they have been rotating, trying to cover our kids, trying to still give them an education, but in the same time, I'm not getting homework. I'm not getting homework sheets. I don't know what's due. I don't know what he's supposed to be learning. I am very concerned. It is a big problem. Communication has been the key focus of this whole meeting. Everyone is saying Ad Prima needs to learn how to communicate better. And it's so true. I am very disheartened because I chose to send my son here because I went through all of the drama and turmoil of Laboratory Charter School back when these two schools were sisters. I put 3 kids through Laboratory Charter School, and because this type of drama started there, I chose to send my youngest here instead, and now it's the worst decision I think I've ever made. I am hopeful, I want to remain hopeful, let me say it this way, that it is going to get better. But the way things are happening right now, you know, I sit back, I observe everything, I stay quiet. This is the first one I'm speaking out at because it has reached a point where it's ridiculous and something really needs to be done. And let's go back to the incident with Ms. Montgomery. I am worried that that kid was allowed back into school this week. And I'm worried on 2 parts for that. One, I'm concerned because our kids could be hurt. The other side of that is I'm concerned that nobody is looking into why that child is so angry and he needs help. All things that need to be addressed. My last and final concern, I have been trying to find out about the parent-teacher organization here at 63rd Street. I have reached out several times. Ms. Brown is probably tired of seeing my email address come across her screen, and I'm getting no answers at all from anybody. And I am the parent that is here every morning between 7:30 and the time that the kids go in, watching everybody's child in the yard, trying to help the teachers make sure nobody gets hurt. I need information. I want to help. I want my child to get an education. I want to make sure this gets better. Help me help you is my request. Help me help you. Stop nitpicking or whatever it is with the teachers, because I don't know those stories behind that. I am watching and I do see that there is definitely some underhanded stuff going on. Like I said, I'm an observer. I do see what's happening. And it needs to stop because the focus of the school is supposed to be the education of our children, not nitpicking. Thank you so much.
Can I have Keisha Bogle?
Hello, Keisha Bogle, last name B-O-G-L-E. I'm passing my 4 minutes to Ms. Torres.
not permitted, thank you. And I have Jamie Williamson. Can I have Dana Hammond, please?
Hi, I'm Dana Hammond. I'm the parent of a 6th grader. Her name is Daisha Hammond. I was here for one reason today. I was really angry. My Daisha is a pretty quiet, introverted kid. I've had 3 kids that either came through lab, one is in college now, one is at the Baldwin School, just got accepted in a college full scholarship. I love this program. They got to have any choice they wanted to go when they left 8th grade. I didn't put her in lab, I put her in Ad Prima because at that time Ad Prima was #1. I said, okay, you're better than lab. I want the best for her. So I put her in Ad Prima. She started off at the Frankfurt site when Frankfurt first started. I actually remember you. And then I'm from Northeast, but I work in West Philly and I put her in this location. I cannot say I was ever 100% happy with this location, to tell you the truth. And at that time, Frankfurt was much more of a family feel. She came in the 3rd grade, but she had an awesome teacher. I've really been blessed with Daisha. All her teachers have pretty much been awesome. Daisha is quiet. She's not the most outgoing child, but she works hard. Today, my daughter got suspended. I am beyond pissed. I am pissed because another student was having a bad day, whatever it is. Okay, then let me put my question like this. I'm in fear for my daughter's safety because nothing has changed. So when she comes back on Friday, it's the same situation. I don't have any clarity. I don't remember the policy changing, and I don't feel like she feels safe. I'm not familiar with you guys. The parents are right. We weren't communicated to with the switch. So when I came in, this was not the Ad Prima I signed up for. Since the 3rd grade, this has not been the Ad Prima I signed up for. I got my daughter PSSA results for the first time, I think, what was it, in September? I got the bus schedule the weekend before school starts. I got notification of no summer packet the day after school let out. That's not the Ad Prima I know. That's not what I signed up for. But I trust you guys. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong to me yet, until today. So I've waited all this time, till I don't know what time at night, and I have to drive an hour home to say that I'm concerned about my daughter's safety. I left a message today. I haven't got a return phone call. And when there's a safety issue, I would think you would get a return phone call. But if not, my name is Dana Hammond. I'm the mom of Daisha Hammond. I probably can't give my phone number out, but I'm going to be up to 11 o'clock tonight. I want a return phone call. That's it.
Public comment section is closed. I'm going to hand the mic back to Ms. Smithy.
Ms. Torres?
I'm gonna make it short. Like I said, on the board, the bylaws, it did say that my dispute would be discussed, but I guess you guys didn't come up with a decision. And of course, I understand you have a lot of other problems. I would like to get a response though. I've worked here for 7 years. I love the kids, I love the staff. I woke up Monday morning with anxiety. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I would like some answers. When I say they sat there, they fired me, they said absolutely nothing. And Naya just had a little smirk on her face, like she enjoyed every bit of it. Kabali showed a little sympathy. Naya, on the other hand, she enjoyed it. She couldn't wait to do it. She couldn't wait to do it. And then I also want to bring it back to, this is about education. This is not a business. The school is being ran like a business. We have an accountant and an attorney running the school with no educational background. This is not a business. It's not about making money. It's about education, educating our kids. I have not heard one person say anything about the curriculum, what we're doing, extra activities for the kids, nothing, everything. All I keep hearing is we have money, we have money. So why can't we do the after school program with the music? Why don't we have, I don't know, a better curriculum? This curriculum, nobody knows. I know firsthand, these teachers have no idea what they're teaching. We had 2 teachers that didn't give report card conferences because they didn't know, because we do not give them PD, credited PD at that. We have to focus on the education. We're not focusing on the education at all. We really have to.
I'm going to give the mic back to Ms. Smithy. The public comment section is closed.
I would like to thank each and every one of you that made a public comment, and we will be, and we are taking notes and we are listening to these things, these items. I would like to adjourn the meeting. What time is it now? It's 8:31. Thank you very much.